Hello, my name is Hannah Hurdle, and I'm the Library eLearning Specialist at Ottenheimer Library here at UA Little Rock. And in this video, I'm going to be going over 3 different learning tools for faculty to use in their in-person and online courses. Learning tools provide students with multiple ways to engage with course content, promotes universal design for learning, allows them to express their learning in different ways, and also gives them access to content in different ways. So the first learning tool I'm going to be going over is MindMeister. MindMeister is an online mapping tool that allows users to visualize, share, and present their thoughts and ideas. So for library instruction classes, we use their mind maps or organizational charts for either individual or group activities for students during our library instruction classes or our RISE workshops, just as an easy way for students to collaborate and work together. So the library uses the mind maps and organizational charts as a way for students to brainstorm keywords for a selected topic or research question. So they select a topic, this example is social media, and then they just expand out on that topic. So this one goes from social media, listing different social medias like Instagram and Facebook. Then Instagram goes into influencers, negative beauty standards and body positivity, and from negative beauty standard goes to eating disorders, bulimia, etc. So just like, starting with an original topic and then expanding out from that. So it's a great way for students to visually see how a simple topic can be broken down into many different parts, ideas, or questions. So for courses, faculty can use MindMeister for group activities between students and even just for brainstorming sessions during class. So this could be good if students are having to work on a paper or coming up with a topic for a project, just helping them really break down their ideas. And this is an example from a RISE workshop of an organizational chart that students made. So they started with criminal justice, went to policing, courts, and then they broke it down even further. So from courts they went to the death penalty, lethal injection, the pandemic. Also from courts they went to public offenders, disparities, overworked. So they really broke down their topic to a bunch of different ideas. And with the free version, you can only have 3 mind maps created at a time. So I usually just create it, use what I need, and then delete it. But to delete, you just click on it and you can duplicate it. You can move it because you can create folders, and then you can also delete it. So I'm going to create an organizational chart as an example. So we're going to do the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just do something fun. So to edit it, you can click on these 3 little dots. With the free version, you can't add the media, the attachments, or the assignments. You have to have a paid version, but you can add connections, comments, and notes. You can also edit the way your mind map looks, so you can change the color, the font, the shape of it. You can add emoticons or icons or emojis. You can also switch from a mind map to an organization chart to list, which I'll show you in a second since I don't have anything added. So I do want to change it. Okay, it is an organizational chart. So let's do widow. America. So a lot of times students might start out just like listing characters or something. Let's do Black Panther. So from here we could break that down that more. So we could do women in film. With Iron Man, we could do technology. From there we could do big business or Black Panther, we could do race. So now we have, we started building out that mind map and breaking down the different ideas that we've created. So to show you, this is an organizational chart. If I change it to a mind map, this is what it would look like. You can also change it to a list, so it appears this way. You have some more options here. You can download it and export it as, with the free version, you can only export it as the document outline. So I usually just take a screenshot of my screen if I want to save it. You can access those additional options here as well. Connections, this is a way to connect different ideas. So I wanted to do let's connect big business and corruption. So you can add connections to your, that you can add a comment. Actually, let's add a comment too. That's not a comment, that's, you can also add links. Not sure if that's any good or not. But that is MindMeister. And you can send a link to people so they can access it that way as well. So other people can work on it together. So let me so the next learning tool is Infogram. Infogram is a web-based data visualization and infographics platform. It allows users to make and share digital charts, infographics, maps, and more. So the library currently doesn't use this tool because I just found out about it. So we haven't used it in our library instruction classes or as workshops. However, it has endless possibilities for group activities, presentations, course projects, assignments, and more. So Infogram is a great resource for students to create beautiful and accessible diagrams, charts, timelines, and flow charts without having the knowledge of how to use more complicated tools like Excel. So Infogram can be used to create more engaging, interactive, and interesting presentations through slides. Students can also use Infogram to create reports for science courses, social media posts for communications courses, or posters for an English course. So both for MindMeister and Infogram, you do need to make an account. You can use, they could use their Google student account, or faculty can use theirs. So I have this example in Blackboard under the supplemental content. Same thing with the two MindMeisters that I showed. Those are in Blackboard for you to view. So you have the option to add charts to, so this could be bar charts, line charts, columns, pie, and you can edit all of these. Let me go to, so I edited the colors. You can edit, you can add an animation if you want to, so change the way that it appears on the screen, so you can make a more, it helps like make more interactive presentations. That's even like easier than PowerPoint. You can like I said, you can change the color, the chart's properties, fonts, the data. So this is just preset data, but you can edit the data however you want to. You can add maps. So I have one of the sides. Let's freeze a little bit. You can add a map and edit that as well. With the free version, you can only have 5 slides. So this is a slide deck. So, and I'll show you some other options, but you can only have 5 slides. You can add maps. Right this second, you can only do a world map or a United States map for free. You can add timelines. So I have some timelines on the example that I'm showing that's in Blackboard. But all of this is editable. You can add notes. image blocks. Call outs, I think, is the only one in here that's not free. You can do icon blocks, flow charts, galleries, diagrams, lists, plans. So there's a bunch of different options to make your slide decks really interactive and interesting. And if you want it, so like for science class, if you're presenting data, this is a really good tool. If you just want a presentation that's more interactive and engaging, this is also a great tool. So it just makes it more interesting. Like I said, doing all these cool features is even easier than using in PowerPoint. So to do that, you just go to add the element, you have add a map, add a chart. You have different text options. You can add custom icons, images. You can have GIFs, videos, flags, stickers. So there's tons of different ways that you can customize everything. You can add shapes. You can add media from YouTube, or you can add a URL. You have a bunch of different options to save these. So it's a lot of you have a lot of flexibility and creativity. So I'm going to go back. So that was an example of slides, but like I said, you can also create infographics. So it's kind of like Canva in the fact that they have some already built out. So you can just edit it, or you can make your own. You can do reports, the slides, create a dashboard, a poster, social media. So this is where it could be good for a social media class, or communication. Same thing with the email headers. You could do something for a YouTube thumbnail, virtual backgrounds, and they have more project types. So there is so much flexibility and creativity that comes with infograms. Like I said, you need to create, but you can also create teams. So students can work together in Infogram, or faculty can. So it's a very collaborative tool. So lastly, I'm going to show you Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is an easy-to-use platform which allows you to engage every student one video at a time. It's a great way to gain assessment from students and gauge student learning. So Edpuzzle, you can either upload already filmed videos, or you can add content. So you can discover video content, upload, you can record in Edpuzzle as well. Sorry. So students can create their own account, and their responses to the quizzes you've added to your videos, or the videos you record in Edpuzzle, will be automatically saved for instructors to view later. So you would create an account to add the videos and create the quizzes, and then students, for that data to be saved. They don't have to have an account to view the video and answer the questions. That data just won't be saved unless they have an account. This tool is great for any course that includes short videos. Just add multiple choice or short answer questions whenever you want in the video. You can also add notes to provide further information or context for certain parts of your videos. So like I said, you need to create an account. You can view, there's Edpuzzle Originals. So they have videos on math, science, ELA, and social studies. So they have, you might be able to find videos without ever having to create your own, or add quizzes. So this one already has quiz questions built in, and the videos are already created. So they do have that. So that's great. But if you want to do your own, let me go back to, you can go to my content. So I have a video that's already added, which is available in supplemental content in Blackboard. And they've given me similar videos related to what my video is. So I just uploaded it and then I add questions. So here I added a note. I added a multiple choice question. So if you want to edit it, you can go in and just pick where you want to add a question. So you can cut it or trim it. You could add a voiceover. So if you have a video that you don't have audio, you can add it in here. And then you can also add questions. So you have that multiple choice. So you have to have one of the questions has to be right. You could do an open-ended question, and they give you the option for students to answer with audio instead of typing. And then you can add a note. So you have several different options to make these videos interactive and get back some of that assessment. So let me go back. So you can also search in here. So you could also look if you find a video on YouTube and you're like, I wonder if that's an Edpuzzle. You can also search for it. So you have, you can add classes. So you could add your class from, you can connect your LMS to Edpuzzle so that they can go ahead and be connected. And let me go back to my content real quick. You can also assign. So if you have your classes in Edpuzzle, you can assign it to a particular class. So students would know what videos they need to be watching. So let me go back to Blackboard. Learning tools like MindMeister, Infogram, and Edpuzzle have so much to offer faculty, students, and course instruction. They can be used to enhance learning in your courses by creating ways for students to interact and engage with class content or with each other in new and interesting ways. Moreover, not only do these learning tools work for online courses, but they can also be switched over to in-person courses with ease. If you'd like more assistance with finding new learning tools for your courses or would like more information on the ones mentioned in this video, please reach out to me at hfhurdle@ualr.edu or one of the other librarians in Student Success at Ottheimer Library.